Personally, I would not have anyone I care about wear this suit.
Pass.
Pass!
Pass.
Both of you promise me right now, if actually all three of you promise me this, if I ever show up wearing something like that and it isn't for a bit, shoot me.
Of course, done. I will mock you even if it's for a bit.
Just as a friend, just end me.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I mean...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways, naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbroking services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation.
You have no intention of admitting, huh? Odd choice of words.
Even if... Indeed. Even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detective's homebrew tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news for like a short moment, but right after the intro played, I forgot to set up the mute thing, so it didn't technically unmute. So for like the first short...
Okay.
So the game has been running. People are seeing it, but no one was listening. Nothing.
Oh my god.
You know what? We've been over this.
We have done this before, Andrew.
Hey! In my defense.
The stream is on, and I couldn't figure out why.
Okay. In my freaking defense here, okay? I had just made that intro thing today, and I didn't set it up properly in my apparent lack of testing. So that's on me, okay? That's just because I forgot to set up the thingamajig, so it mutes itself automatically. So I had to manually go and mute it.
Cammy, there is one stream where we played an entire chapter of, like, I think it was the original Ace Attorney, muted.
Oh no!
It was just completely muted.
Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Couldn't hear me or Kyle. Could hear Andrew, but couldn't. So it sounded like Andrew was just like
talking to himself.
Well, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that. This time around, I muted my own mic as well, so technically nothing was actually being outputted.
It was just silent.
It's okay. There was footage, and there was video footage, but no audio. So it was called out blunder. I will fix it next time. Everything else should still work fine. It's just the intros that I have to fix. So it'll be fixed for Thursday. I promise. I hope.
Hey.
You're forgiven.
Kind of. Susato takedown! Ah!
We'll see.
Susato comes all the way back from Japan, flips Rhinosuke, and goes back. Could sense the bullshit a mile away and just wah!
God damn it.
She would.
So, you deny the accusation completely, do you?
I must say, I am dismayed. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective's toy.
It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands that the jury's will is upheld.
Then it would seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today.
Oof.
This man is mean.
Right? By golly! How long am I expected to be detained here?
You're not detained.
If following the defense's cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you'll be free to leave immediately.
Good. Then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation at least.
Let us not Let us not hold up Mr. Grader any longer than necessary, Counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination.
So, we meet again, Mr. Eggert Benedict. Or is it, Mr. Graydon?
My apologies. You are?
We're Inosuke Naruto, defense lawyer. We have met.
If you say so. Ashley Graydon, enchanté.
Enchanté.
Oh.
Dramatic ass.
Oui, oui, oui.
Oh, oui, bigot Eiffel Tower.
So,
Ah!
He just threw his hat.
hold
Oh
this.
my.
I trust we can conclude this quickly.
But I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do.
Yes, you are.
Oh my god! What the fuck? He doesn't have his hat anymore.
I'm sorry, but that hair. That
Cat
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
That hairstyle, though.
It looks like he's wearing a toupee.
It probably is.
Probably, honestly.
Oh god, who does that remind me of? Anyway. Yes, we even met in the very pawnbroker where the crime took place on the afternoon of the day in question. That's a mouthful. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name at the time. It was Mr. Eggert Benedict, I believe. Tell me, what made you...
The witness is here to testify about the events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions.
You can't be serious.
Thank you. Because I certainly do not feel inclined to answer such an inappropriate question.
So he's gonna be evasive, is he? In an effort to not give anything away. This could be tricky.
I'll be back. I'm just gonna grab food.
Have you seen these two men before?
This pair. No, I don't associate with criminals.
Said by a man who introduced himself as Egbert Benedict.
I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me?
Oh, she's not back. Kyle, if you wanna speak the words.
Sure. The young lawyer there in the black. This is a farce. Stop moving your hips like that, damn it.
He's
It's weird.
gyrating.
He's gyrating to get in position, boyo.
Oh no! Oh no!
like how-
You're making so much work.
Position to fuck your testimony?
No!
Wait, what did I come back to?
Oh my god!
I went to go grab food! What did I come back to?
Okay, so we were just talking about how
Wait,
Graydon was just... Okay, so we were talking about how Graydon was gyrating in order to do his pose, and I was mentioning like he needs to gyrate to get into position, and then Cammy said to get in the position of fucking your testimony.
That was Kyle.
That was
that
me.
Kyle? Oh, that was Kyle. Never mind. God damn it.
Does anyone? Okay. the meme at the beginning of stream? Yeah, it's been reversed. Andrew, what the
First
fuck?
time ever, it's been reversed.
What alternate fucking dimension?
God damn it. Okay. Okay,
Perhaps
okay,
it is
Mr.
Andrew who does not have the brain cells today.
Okay, Mr. Graydon, and your gyrating dances of horny
That was
pretense.
Dances of seduction, not deduction.
See?
Well, needless to say,
Where were you at around 1 in the morning on the night in question, sir?
that is past the hour at which I would normally retire.
I like how these two are just so interested in the conversation that we're having right now. They're just like, this is... There's these two, they're casually listening on, he's speaking, he just gives no fucks right now. He's like, can I go now?
Gregson is just there to enjoy his fish and chips, you know.
Why
I
aren't
was
you
actually
eating in the
making
background?
fun.
It's still
I was
fine.
actually making fun of Cammy the other day, because Cammy's like, yeah, I got fish and chips. And I'm like, okay there, Gregson.
Yeah.
down.
Certainly. I was not in the company of these rapscallions.
Are you able to prove that?
Objection!
Listen carefully, my learned Nipponese friend. For you appear to be under a gross misapprehension on this point.
What do you mean?
The witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to provide to prove his absence. If your accusation is that the witness was present at the scene, the obligation lies with you to prove your assertion. You will fulfill that obligation before putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness.
Oh no. Oh no. Stop! Silent victory gyration motion. Thanks.
Silent victory wiggle.
Hold it!
Oh, he's wiggling alright.
I don't know.
Are you sure he doesn't just need to pee? Like,
He spent a
That's-
while in a carriage. He might just need to pee.
I mean, he really might.
also,
I'm going to leave it up to the
Van
imagination.
Zeeks, was that a backhanded way of helping Ryanosuke? Because it was kind of helpful, but also very backhanded.
It was pretty backhanded.
If my phone could stop autocorrecting Vanitas to fajitas, that'd be great. Oh. Sorry, that was unrelated. I'm trying to find the Vanitas manga on my iPad so I can like kind of half read it while like paying attention to stream, and it keeps autocorrecting to fajitas, and I want to die.
The case could be fajitas.
I love that!
I'm just
The case could be fajitas.
Oh, damn it.
The worst part is that kind of works.
yeah.
That kind of does work.
My soul has descended to the 9th realm of hell. I just want to read Vanitas.
We'll
Are you
watch
sure-
it
are you
after
sure you're
stream
not-
tonight. Watch episode 14 after stream tonight, because you just have one.
Are you sure it's not? Are you sure you're not just want to read up about the different types of fajitas?
I would not, actually.
Hmm.
That does not sound like a good time to me.
That sounds like random rabbit holes of Wikipedia.
Yeah, that does not sound like a good time.
Anyway. Blood was found at the scene of the crime. Also a random fajita for some reason. There's no question of that. Mr. Slum's chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such.
But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that the blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of one of these two miscreants.
Every individual's blood has a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Slum's chemical is able to differentiate the...
Spare me the science lesson. Who is this Sholmes character, anyway?
Oh, I assume all unders would know the name. He's a great, well, renowned detective. Yes,
So-
yes.
Even you are unable to bring yourself to say, great detective.
A great detective, you say? Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we?
Hey, bitch! Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Skulkin? What, me? No, the Mr. Skulkin next to you. Oh. I'm going straight to Gregson.
Right, I'm headed up to here with this. How many times do I have to tell you?
Yes, I know you're not big bruv sulky. I meant Mr. Nash Skulkin.
Eh? Cold blimey, go. You what?
Is it not the case that when Mr. Graydon just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that thought with the court?
Eh? Me thoughts? I'd have none of them. Must have been him.
You what? Mr. Nash Skulkin, answer the question, please. What went through your mind when Mr. Graydon just spoke?
Nothing. Honest God, nothing.
Island
just-
Cammy, I am so sorry.
What have you done?
Oh
Oh no, what's this? Oh no!
no. God damn it.
Curse you, autocorrect.
The quesadilla fajitas.
That is validly correct.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
I'm dying.
I feel kind of bad for the rest of the server, to be honest with you. They're just witness to this.
That sounds like them problem.
True. They're
It
still
seems like-
here.
It seems like a good thing that they're not, that no one else on the internet can see this.
Did you see my cursed quesadilla fajitas photo?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's gonna live on, guys.
Oh my god. Alright. If he waves his arm around like that much more, it'll open up a wound again, that's all.
What?
I took the bullet, of course. It was only 2 days ago. It ain't gonna be healed up yet. So I was, well, you know, I was worrying for him, and... Oh, L's bells.
Mr. Graydon, did you hear that?
What?
What?
Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm.
He hide.
My lord.
Yes, Mr. Graydon.
I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations.
You know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet hole in the wall, that person was likely hit in the upper arm or thereabouts. Perhaps you'd allow a court official to examine your arm, sir? The left arm that you're currently clasping with your right hand, as if in pain?
No, I refuse. You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all this.
I just want to point out, if every witness in the Ace Attorney realm took this same guy's example, stuff would have gotten... Phoenix would have probably lost on numerous occasions.
Phoenix
think about
only canonly lost like 1 or 2 times.
I know, but if more witnesses had the same stubbornness that this guy has, then it would be a whole different story.
I've never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take offense in this insinuation that I was in any way involved.
You claim to have nothing whatsoever to do with Mr. Windenberg's pawnbrokery.
My lord, the defense would like that last statement to be added to Mr. Graydon's formal testimony.
Very well, counsel. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Graydon.
Well, we have him by the ropes now. Kyle, you might want to read this because this is new.
Alright. The bottom line is, I've never had anything to do with the pawnbroking establishment where the man was killed.
Hey, dickhead. I thought I had something.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm going through the...
Hold on, don't.
Phoenix X-ray cases.
Oh. I had something.
Oh, yeah.
Was it this one or no? Because the other one was.
Didn't he have the music box disc?
Hold on. Let me press him first before I present it. Never had anything to do with it? You forget that I was there, Mr. Graydon, on the very afternoon of the incident.
Obviously, I am not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair to furnish my study.
Well, you're clearly at the wrong place, sir.
Objection!
No shit, Sherlock.
No, you were there to redeem an article.
Mr. Graydon, you might be confused. Sherlock doesn't exist. There is someone close, though. His name is Herlock.
Herlock who?
I can't believe you messed up Hurley's name like this!
Anyway.
Excuse me.
Hey, Dick! Do you have something to add, Inspector?
He's not Gumshoe.
Eh? Come again,
Yes.
sunshine?
Not with that attitude. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon?
Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbrokers that afternoon. You, your young Japanese assistant, and the accursed accused. Curse.
The cursed. Oh, I see how it is,
I
Mr.
can't
Gregson.
read.
I see how it is, Mr.
Did you just
Gregson.
call me accursed?
No.
Gregson!
And the accused were all present, as I recall.
And at the time, this witness, Mr. Graydon, was trying to acquire a particular article.
Well now. I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly.
What? But you must!
I'm not going to lie and pretend I remember something that I don't.
What's going on here?
Gracie showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Hurley installed in Windenbanks?
Yes, of course.
Indeed. And the gentleman is pictured here bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say.
Exactly, which proves that Mr. Graydon was in the shop on the afternoon in question.
At no point have I denied that fact. I merely entered the shop to peruse the articles on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing more.
This makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Graydon might be trying to cover his tracks. But why would Gregson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? That's all he's going to say on the matter, is it?
What do you think, Bruno?
I think he has no intention of telling us anything. He's well aware that the less he says, the less chance he has of giving himself away.
The complete opposite of Hurley then. He seems to think that the more he says, the better.
Well, at least I managed to prise a little more information from these witnesses' lips. All thanks to the Skulkin brothers.
Yes, they were the key to it all after all.
So he says he had nothing to do with Windenbanks. Well, we know that's not true.
Perhaps now would be a good time to have a proper look through the court record.
Good idea. You never know what tiny scrap of information could be a valuable weapon. Or could become.
Sorry, I'll be back in just a sec.
If you need help, I can help you.
I think I know what to present. I think. Just, is it the music box disc?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
because he was trying to return it.
Yes, yes. Or he's trying to get it.
Yeah, he was trying to get it.
Oh, one of the two. He wanted it. It was his. Something.
I'm back.
Have you ever seen this disc before, Mr. Graydon?
Why? Is it supposed to mean something?
This disc was, until the day of his murder, in pawn in Mr. Windenbank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it away from her. And that somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Graydon?
As I have reiterated numerous times now, you are mistaken. That was not me. I've never seen that disc before in my life.
It may have escaped your notice, but there's a small smear of blood on the disc.
Ah, yes, resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps?
That's right. The surface of the disc was covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. So, while the disc bears the remnants of that squirmish form in the form of this smear of blood, the thumb on the person in question must bear the remnants also in the form of a scratch.
Good gracious, it must. Indeed it must.
Mr. Graydon, you refused to allow a court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse us to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch consistent with the smear of blood on this disc.
Well, well. It would seem I underestimated you.
What is the meaning of this?
So you admit it now? You admit you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take the disc from the defendant?
Well, Mr. Graydon?
It would appear there has been something of a misunderstanding here. I did not attempt to take the disc as you put it. No, quite the reverse.
What are you trying to say?
It's really quite simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of pawn?
What?
It would seem, Mr. Graydon, that in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now.
As you wish. Though I'm quite sure it was nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder.
I just want to comment. This guy is giving me Richard Wellington vibes, I swear. Is it Richard Wellington? Or no? Matt Engard. Matt Engard.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is giving me
Fuck
those
him.
vibes right now. Which we haven't reached that point in Justice for All yet. When we eventually get around to it, we'll come back to that. We'll revisit that, but for now.
That case is fun.
Yeah.
It was. There's a note on the disc saying, "For McGilded, but the item belongs to me." The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I have absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night.
Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGilded, you say? That famous London philanthropist? Who perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder.
Yes, my lord, the one and the same.
Good lord, Mr. Graydon. Are you saying that Mr. McGilded and yourself were acquainted?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, I certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my courtroom again.
According to what Gina told us, this was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGilded himself gave instructions to deposit it at Windibanks.
Mr. Graydon here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it?
In all likelihood, he's lying. So it appeared that afternoon at Windibanks in order to get his hands on McGilded's disc for some reason.
Counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please.
Okay. One more time.
Hold it!
Would you care to explain how this belongs to you?
Buddy, you are handling the rim of a hat that does not exist. I'm sorry, what?
I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed that too.
I don't think this man is okay.
I think he has a problem. Like I said, bat on guard.
True. As you will observe, a communications officer such as myself commands a fine salary.
Yeah. Try asking that question a couple years down the road when telephones become invented. Or sorry, try asking that what years down the road when telephones get invented.
You are certainly exquisitely dressed, sir.
So you see, I have little need to make use of the services provided by the pawnbrokery trade. However, I did once find myself in difficulties having misplaced my purse whilst on an errand.
You have a man purse? Of course he does. He seems like the bitch with a man purse.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
He is the bitch with a man purse.
Yeah.
I don't think that is up for debate. He is absolutely the bitch with the man purse.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
called a
much.
merce, guys. Get it right.
Oh, sorry, MERS is the proper term for this.
Mur?
It's a merce.
Murder?
Judas!
Which
I
is
brought you
why
frankincense. Thank you. And I brought you myrrh.
Murder.
Thank you. Murder.
Murder. Judas.
Judas.
No.
Which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question.
He claimed that was your overcoat?
Obviously. And in my haste, I clean forgot that the music box disc was in its pocket.
And yet, there's a note on it that reads, "For me gilded."
I am a collector of rare and unusual music box music. I first met Mr. McGilded at a gentleman's club in the city, and was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area.
So, the disc in question.
It's a pre-production sample. I promised to let Mr. McGilded hear it.
But then you forgot that it was in the pocket of the overcoat you were forced to pawn.
Yes, exactly.
Enid didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she?
No, because McGillard had threatened to keep her mouth shut. Which means that if we dig too deeply here, it's going to expose Gina's perjury.
Oh dear. This is complicated, isn't it?
Yeah, I was... let's leave it alone for the time being. I was going to explain perjury, but I'm pretty sure people can just Google it, so...
Look
That's
at Iris's little eye shine. She looks like she's supposed
She's
to
supposed to
cry.
Yeah.
Hold it!
Oh right, I forgot that happened.
I
So-
love how Cammy changed their name on Instagram, and the picture is just Dante.
I changed my Instagram.
That's
It's
hilarious.
a good time.
It's a good time.
Damn it.
Yeah, I saw the profile picture. Incidentally, Cameron, I saw the image change for the other group chat too.
Yes. The two alcoholics and their high children is his fine dog, and Dub Dweebs is the case of fajitas.
It's gonna be so confused.
Yeah, I see it now.
The case of fajitas.
The case study of fajitas.
Yeah.
Case study of fajitas.
Fajitas.
Which also means, Cam, you got your fajita wig in today.
I did get my fajita wig in today.
You got a fajita
I
and a
swear.
child.
Okay. Cammy, legit.
You make your fajita cosplay dreams real.
His wig is a lot like Zhang Li's wig that you have.
No. Oh no.
The rat tail. Ah! It's so
Why
rat
do the
tail.
prettiest boys have rat tails? Because real life boys who have rat tails look like rats. Ah!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ah. All right, let's not look at the phone any more than I need to. There was a rabbit hole that I was getting into. All right.
Look at you being the responsible adult.
I know, right?
Phone. I literally have 3 screens. No, I have 5 screens going right now. I have Instagram going on my phone. I have Chrome going. I have 3 monitors running different things. It's great.
What are you talking about? You're not the one who has 3 instances of the frickin' of the game running. I have
That sounds
Ace
like a
Attorney.
you problem.
There's Ace Attorney here, Ace Attorney on the main screen, Ace Attorney in the stream. And if I had Twitch open on my phone, there would be Ace Attorney on the phone as well.
Ace Attorney everywhere.
I mean, I have the stream running 2 instances. I have it running in Twitch and I have it running in Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Roland, Bean, baby.
So you're saying that Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from your pocket or bag?
That's right. Despite being mindful of danger when walking in areas of kind frequent.
Miss Lestrade did no such thing.
Well, of course you would take that stance, but the girl is a regular offender.
You came to the pawnbrokery that day prepared with all the information you needed to identify the defendant. You were looking for her. That's what brought you to Windenbanks. To get your hands on Mr. McGilded's disc.
Objection!
My learned friend is a veritable font of nonsense.
Nonsense!
I concur with the prosecution. Counsel, you will refrain from conjecturing in this way. Is that clear?
Yes, my lord.
Then I will continue with my testimony for what possible use it can be.
You're a possible use you can be.
Hold it!
Have you ever been to Windenbanks before?
Only once, for the purposes of pawning something. But, like many, I enjoy browsing in such establishments.
So when you noticed that pickpocket had taken your ticket, you chased after her. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. I didn't notice it first, of course. Such is the art of the pig purse. But when I did, I headed to the pawnbrokery at once, in order to reclaim my coat before the thief could. I was merely trying to recover what was rightfully mine in the first place.
Ah, he can say what he likes because he knows we have no evidence to contradict him on this. Ah!
Hold it!
Yes, it was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it?
That's right. This was the very man.
Is that right?
Apparently, the police are collecting anything that has a connection to Mr. McGilded as evidence.
Excuse
Yo,
me.
Inspector! Is something
What's
wrong,
up?
Inspector?
Well, what do you mean?
The last remark that Mr. Graydon made in his testimony seemed to trouble you in some way.
Eh? No, it didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone.
Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGilded's possessions?
I can't tell you something like that, sunshine.
Oh,
Oh,
I see how it
It
is.
is.
Inspector. Call your ass out.
Van Zeke's being a boss ass bitch out here. We love him. What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets?
yes, exactly. You should know about all that.
Magnus McGilded, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet, he had a dark side too.
Where are you going with this, Van Zeeks?
I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they?
That's enough. Coppers like me have duties to carry out, and we're not at liberty to talk about. And that's all you need to know.
Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector.
Inspectors,
Interesting.
those fish and chips don't deserve this.
Oh, you put it in this
They're
pocket.
perfectly efficient chips, Greg, so you killed them.
The bottom line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Strongheart's paw print first. His paw print? Is he a furry? Hello?
What's all? What's all this
Gregson?
about? It's like there's something going on between Gregson and Lord Van Zeeks here.
Gay!
Well, it would appear that the inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony.
Gladly, my lord.
Hold it!
But perhaps you'd seen something of value among the forfeited items?
No, not at all.
Oh.
A value was brought in by the police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common or garden bric-a-brac.
In that case, it's clear that you broke into the shop later that day in order to recover Mr. McGilded's disc.
Have you not been listening, man?
Yeah, have I not been listening?
Man.
Even if I had wanted to recover the disc, you may recall that it had been seized by the police that afternoon. It was no more in the shop that night than as I keep saying, I simply had no reason to break in.
So there was nothing of McGilded's left in the shop that night. Nothing that this man might be have been after. I wonder if that's really true.
Bruno, if have some evidence, then let him have it. I'm dying to see that irrationally assured expression of his crumble.
Irrationally? Irrationally? Irritatingly? That's irritatingly.
That I can't read today.
What's
I
up?
said it with such confidence.
I know.
What's up? I'm Cammy. I'm 20, and I don't know how to read.
What up?
Well,
My name's Cammy. I'm 20 and I never fucking learned how to read.
See, if the stream to Discord was at 480p, where it gets all kind of crappy, I'd understand. But it's at 720p, the minimum of HD. I can read the letters even on the other screen. So, yeah, I don't know how that became irrationally.
Yeah, but Andrew, there's a slight problem. You're in a stream with 3 idiots.
Yes, of course.
Also, sometimes have dyslexic moments. It's fine. I'll read it again.
English is hard sometimes. English is hard.
What is this English you speak?
so hard.
There's a reason why I didn't become an English major.
English is hard. Like, even as like someone who like English is my first language. Even
You're
then,
literally
English is
studying
hard.
to become an English teacher, you quack.
I'm literally studying to be an English teacher. And I'm like, I can't English. Why was this smart?
Mr. McGill had slipped the disc in his coat pocket and had deposited it in the banks. Then, when he realized he was going to be arrested on suspicion of the omnibus murder, he threatened Gina and forced her to take the redemption ticket.
There's no doubt about it. That witness is lying through his pearly white teeth.
The police were obviously after anything left behind by McGill as well. That's why Inspector Gregson ended up taking the disc into custody that day.
But Gregsy's being very strange about all this.
There must be a reason for that, I'm sure. I just don't know what it is. For now, I need to focus on exposing the fact that Mr. Graydon is lying in his testimony. Okay, well, let's review everything. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Did he not have a reason?
Yes, he did.
I'm just trying to figure out what it was. Can't be the manuscript. I don't think the manuscript would have
No,
anything.
it's not the manuscript.
Is it the ticket?
The.
Yes or no?
Yes. The.
Si, senora.
Si, senor.
Is this the right is this the right statement, or am I have to back up?
Wait,
Yes.
are you
this
guys
is-
sure that it's a ticket? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
And is this statement, or I have to backtrack?
No. It's on statement 5. No, statement 5.
It was statement 5.
Yes.
Save. Just to be sure.
Objection!
This disc was deposited at Winnie Banks on Magnus McGilda's instructions. You knew that, and you went in there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself.
Objection!
Conjecture again. And in any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night.
Sorry, my learned friend. But that's not true! Oh! Oh! We're backstabbing at him, aren't we? Okay.
What?
Mr. McGillett had another article in Pawn at Windybanks. That's this. This is the second pawnbroker's ticket, as this second pawnbroker's ticket proves.
Ah,
There were 2 articles belonging to Mr. McGillet in Wyndham Bank's pawnbrokery, and the reason you broke into the shop at night was to recover the second one. Together with your 2 accomplices, the Skulkin brothers.
ah,
This is the second ticket, is it?
What had the man deposited?
The article description reads, 1 small box.
A rather vague description, it seems to me.
are you suggesting that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box?
I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did.
This is absurd. Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft.
That's a good point.
Indeed, the witness makes a solid argument.
Iris.
So that means that, for some reason, this Graydon fellow needed the small box that very night, does it?
Objection!
It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord.
Oh, it's like Ace Attorney Online in every single case.
Hey,
Could you be a little less cryptic, Lord Fanseeks?
Sweet.
I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite English. Truth is quite incontrovertible. Incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from Winnebank's pawnbrokery. And rest assured the prosecution can prove it.
What?
Good gracious!
Stealthing.
Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please.
Yes, sir.
What prints?
These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras. Ah! Hurley's red-handed recorders again.
As previously explained using this plan of the shop layout. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Windebank received his customers, and the other was set to capture the shelves on which articles were placed for sale once forfeited.
To the information on this ticket, McGilder's small box had been forfeited already. 2 days before the incident, at 9 p.m. on 13th of April to be precise. Which means it would have been on the shelves of forfeited items in shop front. Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. That's at 11 p.m. on 15th April.
The victim certainly had a very full shop, it would appear.
Then, here we have another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident.
I see. So we have two pictures to compare. Though I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold. Dear me, it's starting to make my head ache.
Obviously, at Scotland Yard, we considered theft as one possible motive in this case. We explored the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life.
So young men have already compared these 2 prints thoroughly, Inspector.
Yes, sir. We count in every single atom in each of these two photographic prints. And the odds conclusion is that exactly the same number are present in both.
In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbrokery on the night in question. And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy.
Ah! I don't believe it. If I could have just shown that he'd stolen Mr. McGilda's pawn box. Oh my god, stop gyrating! I might have been able to break him down at last.
You know what, Runo? I've been thinking. The theme.
The
I wonder if-
stereoscope?
Yeah. I wonder if these two photographs really are exactly the same.
I don't want to do it, my eyes hurt. What?
So, counsel, in light of the evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems in fact on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion?
I don't know. Could there be something hidden discrepancies these two photographic prints somewhere?
Hint. There's a discrepancy.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just quickly having a peek. Okay, I'm not crossing my eyes because I suck at this. Could you point me in a certain direction?
Kyle, do you want to point in a certain direction? Or do you want me
I'm
to?
not. I don't want to go cross-eyed.
You actually just walk.
Yeah, do you want the
Do you want me
hint?
to just actually tell you what it is?
Okay, hold on. Let's go through this first, and I'll let you know. I wasn't sure at first, but there's a clear
Oh, I see
discrepancy
it.
between these two prints.
You don't even have to cross your eyes. You can
What?
see it. Haha.
You must identify the location in question for the court, counsel.
Hold on.
Let's
just
see if
quickly-
Andrew can find the discrepancy.
Hold on. I'm looking. Okay.
My first question would honestly be why there would be such a time gap between these two if they were supposed to be taken in half-hour intervals.
Right.
Because before and after the crime.
Yeah.
But
It's so-
half-hour intervals.
No,
No, like they
because-
probably have the pictures. It's just this is one's from before the crime, one's from after.
That's
Because you
fair,
don't really
but-
care about what happens during.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair enough, but like, the time difference would be a large red flag in actual court.
Damn
Can
it.
Andrew see it?
Well,
No, I don't think Andrew can see it.
Damn it. The game.
Is it a
when the
bird?
game
Is it
gives
a
you-
plane?
It's a horse. I'm kidding. It's a horse.
It's by the horse.
It's by the horse.
It's to the right of the horse. Do you see the little jar by the radio thing? Go up a little.
Ah, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
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 Take that!
Granted, these two prints are almost identical. Also, I just want to throw it out there for the record that I do suck at locating things. There are many things I have lost throughout the years that I could not find again. I'm just bad at that. However, there's one minor discrepancy between them.
That didn't even pick up. Oh my god.
Wow.
What?
I yelled
When you view
too
the two
loud for
pictures
my mic.
when you view the two pictures stereoscopically,
Na-na-na-na-na.
a single area stands out as being different: the location of the small box.
Let me. Wait. Unbelievable.
Gonna steal this shot. Save.
It's such a good
as-
Van Zeeks pose. It's such a good
Right?
Van Zeeks pose. I love him.
I just find it hilarious that everyone else is presumably doing the eye cross except for Van Zeeks.
Yeah, Van Zeeks is like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna use the stereoscope like it's actually supposed to be used. Well, everyone else is like, yeah, let's cross our eyes.
There it is.
There it is. Don't worry, I
That's
already have an I already have an image of that. So we're good.
By Jove, you're right. How extraordinary.
What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGilda's small box was indeed not stolen from Winterbanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt that somebody picked this particular box and then returned it to its place on the shelves.
Are you suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGillis is in fact...
Yes, the very small box, same small box I just identified in those photographic prints.
Objection!
Mindless guesswork. What if it was? So, a box was moved on the shelf. Nothing was stolen. Which means quite simply that nothing has changed.
That may be true, but... Alright, Mr. McGilda's box wasn't stolen then. But doesn't the fact that it was moved like that change things?
It changes.
It changes everything. I'm kidding. Yeah, it does.
Of course
Yeah, it does.
Of course
It's
it
Ace
does.
Attorney.
Yes.
I believe this changes everything about the case.
Time may change me, but I can't change time.
Not with that attitude.
I mean, I can try my best.
I mean, you can always hear that. You can always look for that big blue box. And try.
What can that possibly be?
What, the big blue box or the fact that I just stated?
The big blue box.
I can't explain that, but I'll explain the second one. The crucial point is the fact that what was moved was a small box.
No, obviously the answer is wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff.
No.
Thank you, Kyle. Yes, that is
I
the
knew that was
correct
a
answer
Doctor
to that.
Who. I knew that was a Doctor Who reference. I just haven't seen Doctor Who in so long.
Cammy sighs.
I made it to the Weeping Angel episode and then I had to stop.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
fair, though. That's
Okay,
entirely
fair.
fair.
That's fair.
okay,
That's
okay.
fair.
Okay. We will talk about this later. As much as I really want to talk about it, I'll have to talk about this later. Okay.
We can't distract the stream, guys.
A reminder to the audience of this one image right here. Moving right along. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside that box.
Are you suggesting
I am suggesting
that pose?
It's so good.
I'm suggesting that we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves at Winterbanks as we speak.
Objection!
That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial.
The court does not uphold the objection, Lord Van Zeeks. Bailiff, arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once. Obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination.
Oh, we're just having a staring we're just staring at each other, aren't we?
It's like a cowboy standoff.
Right.
Take 10 steps and shoot. Hola.
You should have a report within half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forward. Forth.
To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing.
I beg your pardon, Lord Van Zeeks.
This is nothing but a smokescreen. A Nipponese specialty, it would seem.
What are you trying to say?
My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning. That this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilded from the pawnbrokery. Yet, common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place. Kyle.
Oh, exactly. It would be beyond absurd to break into a place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property.
If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilded perished 2 months ago immediately after the conclusion of his trial. A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established he was upstanding member of society, his reputation implied, in fact. So I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense.
The articles this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box disc in one of its pockets, and a small box. I assure you, I would accept even if the man tried to make a gift of such things to me.
I like how he's just chilling with the mouse.
The prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling.
It is incumbent on the defense now to bolster its argument. To explain what possible significance these commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen could have.
Jimmy, get the broom again! The mop!
Well, counsel, is your argument in fact demonstratable? Are you able to show proof that the disc or boxing are in any tangible way related to this case?
Well,
What's the matter, Runo? We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence.
yes, of course, you and I both know that. We know Mr. McGill is true in character, and we know that this is significant, even if we don't know why. But if we explain all that to the court at this point, we'll have to acknowledge that McGilded's acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. That the defense's argument was flawed, based on false information.
No.
And that would mean admitting that Gina committed perjury.
But, Ginny...
Could it be that Van Zeek knows? Is that why he's doing this now? Because he anticipated everything?
But maybe... This could be a great opportunity for us.
Sorry? What do you mean, Iris?
Well, what is it that you always say, Runa? Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Every time.
Alright, the exact significance of the things that McGilded deposited with Windabank is something that only Gina can explain to the court. But if we're put on the stand to testify about that, It could critically damage her chances at winning this case. What's the right thing to do here? I mean, I know there's no health bar. I mean, okay.
I mean, well, oh,
Because, I mean,
Can
it
we?
makes... Can we call McGill to the stand? Oh wait, he's dead. Shit. Damn, I hate when the game puts me in positions like these. Even if there's no health bar there, it could change the entire course of the case. Ah, fuck. Oh, sorry. Language.
You know,
Let's
you-
finish that.
You know what you gotta do.
The truth will make itself clear. The truth will make itself clear. My lord, the defense would like to make a proposal.
What proposal, counsel?
While the court awaits the arrival of Mr. McGill's small box, I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stand.
The defendant? To what end?
It's to do with the various articles deposited at Windibank's by Mr. McGilded, my lord. Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it would be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the articles in question once and for all.
Well, well, things are becoming interesting. I presume you considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing. In particular, the impact it will have on the accused standing, and indeed your own.
He knows.
I have.
Lord Vanzies, would you care to explain that last remark?
The prosecution accepts the defense's proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself.
Very well, if you have no objection. So, the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Your witness is currently in the stand may step down until further notice.
You still don't have a hat there, bud.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't.
I love if the judge is just like, what the hell are you touching there?
Huh? Okay.
Then I shall bid you good day.
who the said you could leave?
Wait. You, sir, shall remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies.
As you wish.
Alright then, Gina. It's time. I know this will be hard, but please, put your faith in me here.
Good luck, Bruno.
My girl!
The articles that Mr. McGillard had deposited in Windibank's pawnbrokery are intimately related to the Omnibus case, the trial of which was heard in this courtroom 2 months ago.
yes, and I remember this young lady being brought before me in trial as well.
That's right, my lord. Her testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGilded.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Fair enough.
The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now here we all are again. All are again. The same players in that trial facing each other once more. A twist of fate, perhaps, my Nippity's friend.
Allow me to recap the events 2 months ago. An old brickmaker was stabbed and the death of an omnibus running along winter streets. Okay, well, I don't want to have to. I don't need to go through this
Yeah.
again. We kind of know what what had happened. Okay, and then he died in the courtroom in the fire. I just went through the quick recap of it.
A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months on. As indeed does the omnibus murder itself.
Even as that may, I recall neither the disc nor the small box being mentioned in the course of those proceedings.
Miss Lestrade. Would you tell the court now, please? What really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago, I mean?
I don't know what you mean. I already said all of what I know.
And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell? Please, Miss Lestrade, this is extremely important.
But... Remember, little girl, if it transpires that you willfully withheld information in the trial 2 months ago, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. And naturally, you will use all credibility as a witness. Although, let's face facts, you have little credibility to lose. Oh shit, Van Zeeks.
Damn.
See? Don't listen to him. Please, you have to trust Bruno now. We're on your side.
Alright then. I'll talk.
It's the right choice, Gina.
Well, it would seem that my learned friend is hellbent on bringing the entire courtroom down about his ears. So be it.
I must confess I'm struggling to understand what on earth is happening here. However, it would appear that Mr. McGilden's pawn item articles in the extraordinary case of the omnibus harbor secrets of which we have been hitherto unaware.
God, that's a weird, dumb word.
So, Miss Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the court about the events 2 months ago. You'll reveal the truth, the commodity sorely lacking in your original statements.
This is it then. Everything's going to come out. Like Van Zeek said, this could bring the whole courtroom down about my ears, but as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk.
Truth is that Brickmaker Cove was in the cabin. The omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden, I heard a scream from above my head, and that pair on the roof deck went off to call the slops. That's when McGilded slipped the driver some tin to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I'd seen or heard.
Good grief, this is outrageous! What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago.
As you say, my lord.
Then there's every chance I may have educated Mr. McGilden's child. It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived this court in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes.
Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in the trial of this witness and my learned friend are entirely inexcusable.
I don't believe it! The whole trial was a farce, it was all lies! The McGilda fellows run to the core, just like a pickpocket. Don't forget that lawyer from the east! They're all in it together!
You're wrong, the lot of you. Mr. Naruto, the lawyer there, you didn't know nothing about it.
Hot bug.
I don't think so. Are we really expected to believe that? He really stitched everyone up, didn't he? What an operation to get the man off scot-free. Unforgivable. Stop. I just have to stop. Stop.
Yes. The defense made a terrible error of judgment. I intend to take full responsibility to suffer whatever consequences are deemed appropriate. However, it is imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony, because the true significance of McGilda's pawned articles must be brought to light.
Very well, my learned student friend.
Oh man, he went from learned friend to student.
You think maybe Van Zeeks is becoming fond of Naruhodo? Given the depths of calamity you've just plunged yourself into, this may be worth hearing.
Words fail me. The situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord.
Blimey, Mr. Naruto.
Now, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Well, I just did a fuck up.
Hold
Made
it!
a boo-boo.
And you were hiding in the cabin at the time as well, weren't you, Miss Lestrade? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath of one of the seats.
Yeah?
Oh my god, look at these two.
Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there, so you can't see nothing at all.
Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain that you claimed Mr. McGilda was the sole passenger, did you not?
False testimony, my lord. That's what you told me I had to say.
But it's important that you tell us the truth now. Were Mr. McGilda and the victim acquaintances?
I don't know. But I did hear him talking a lot.
What were they talking about?
Well, I couldn't hear too well, but if I had to say, I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying and not buying.
Perhaps business dealings of some kind?
Well, anyway, they got louder and louder. It started to sound like a proper fight. I was pretty scared by then. I hardly dared to breathe. And then, all of a sudden, I heard a noise like like someone keeling over on the floor. It was blooming loud and all.
I believe you let in her voluntary scream.
Yeah. That's what gave me away.
Oh, we're just going through this.
Hold it!
Was the disc you saw this disc?
Yeah. I reckon it probably was. It was right next to the cove, lying on the floor.
Could this disc have belonged to the victim, perhaps?
I don't know, but McGilda picked it up pretty smartish. And then he sat the cove with the knife in his belly up on the seat.
What did he say to you at the time?
He told me not to say about a word about what I'd seen or heard to no one. About the disc and all. I was dead scared. The way he was looking at me, I thought if I didn't go along with it, I get stuck with that knife too. Then he started asking me a load of questions. Like what my name was and where I lived and And that. He asked me about being a diver, too.
But after a while, what happened in the carriage was noticed. Excuse me.
Ah, that's right. First it was a kind of rapping noise.
Hold it!
There are two gentlemen occupying the seats on the roof deck, I believe.
That's right. They must have looked down through the skylight and noticed the cove with the knife in his guts. When they screamed, the driver pulled up the horses, and McGilda got me out of sight.
Out of sight?
Back under the seat where I started off. Once the carriage came to an halt, the two cubs from the roof ran off to fetch the slops. They immediately left to fetch the police. It would appear they were entirely unrelated to the incident.
So that left McGilded, the driver, and you still at the scene.
Yeah. Only the driver didn't know I was there because I was under the seat. I heard the cabin door open and a voice from outside.
The driver, yes, he also testified in the trial, I believe.
The fellow who what?
The fellow who went by the name of Beppo, if memory serves.
Man, this guy has better memory than I thought. What did McGilded and the driver say to each other?
I don't know what happened and stuff like that mainly.
Hold it!
That pawn shop obviously being Wyndham Banks on Baker Street.
Just a moment, counsel. Do you mean to tell me that the driver gave false testimony in that trial as well?
Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbrokery slipped his mind when he was in the stand.
Indeed, Lord Van Zees.
McGilda took off his coat and gave it to the driver. He folded it up all careful-like before handing it over. When I saw him do that, I remember thinking, that coat and what's in it has gotta be worth a few bob.
Yes, Gina was sure that this must be worth more than Wyndham Banks was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember quibbling with him over the price that afternoon at the pawnbrokery.
The driver looked pretty happy when McGilded flashed some brass in his face. He went running off on a lick. Then the bog trotter called to me and he told me to come out from the drag's cabin. Sorry, Gina, I love you, but all this slang talk, oh my god.
Definitely slang.
I'm just gonna be like walking around my house and being like, it was a goddamn bobby. Like,
Oh no.
oh no, it was a bobby.
Threaten you how exactly?
Told me I'd only be able to scalp if I did exactly what he said. Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago. Yeah, that's it. And there was one other thing he said. Which was... He told me I'd have to I'd have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it.
The ticket? Well, I never.
Said that if he didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed, I'd have to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in luck, to stop it being forfeited. He left me with some brass to pay for it.
But really, why on earth would Mr. McGill have done such a thing? Depositing his overcoat with a pawnbroker before the arrival of the police. It makes no sense at all.
There would only seem to be one logical explanation, my lord. But what McGillard had the driver deposit at Wyndham Banks was something he didn't want the police to see. Something very important that he needed to hide at all costs.
Anyway, after that, he let me go. So I liked it before the coppers showed up.
Well done, Gina. It can't have been easy to tell you the truth like that.
Iris.
She's really put her faith in you and Runo.
Yes, and to thank her, she'll have to face a charge of perjury once this trial is over. So it needs the time we have now to get as much information out of her as possible.
It's time to really go for it. Answer on every statement.
I suppose I should.
Oh, and one other thing.
What's that?
Take a look at those two. Isn't it strange that they've been whispering to each other this entire time?
Yes, that is strange. It looks like they're having a secret discussion about something. I'm not sure I'm completely comfortable with that. I wonder if there's anything I can do about it.
There is.
Is it excuse me?
It is.
Just
Excuse me.
maybe.
Hold it!
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to repeat Gina's Bobby talk.
Excuse me!
Oi! Is there something you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Graydon? Inspector! Mr. Graydon!
Oh, jeez. Blimey, you trying to give me a heart attack?
You have been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us, what is the discussion about?
Discussion? With this fella? Pull the other one, sunshine. You think I've got anything to talk about with this shady gent like this?
And I have nothing to say to this uncouth detective after he deprived me of that disc that was rightfully mine.
But they've clearly been talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Gina. It's as if they've been negotiating.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you, Miss Lestrade. Thank you, Counsel. I've heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus.
It would appear on that night 2 months ago, a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. A negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over price, McGilded took what he wanted by force. At the expense of the other man's life.
Which proves my point! This disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand why it's yet.
And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGilded's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited. I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the coat died right after his trial. I knew that. So you decided that you would try and claim the articles as your own? Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have got them? Anyway, y'all can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime.
Miss Lestrade, it would appear Mr. McGilded was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc. Do you know why that would be?
I ain't got a clue.
Wait, what? Huh? What's going on?
I'm texting with Cammy. Cammy's having a little bit of a freak out right now.
I am dying. Just ignore me.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just gonna say it on stream here. So Cammy, that's episode 14. That's the next episode that we're getting dubbed.
Oh,
So
I'm going to cry.
vulnerable acting by Zeno. Woo!
I'm going to cry and then die.
Vulnerable acting by Zeno.
so
Woo!
I have
Oh,
no
no.
idea what's going on.
The case study of fajitas.
Andrew,
Fair
it's a
enough.
really good
What
anime.
the
If you haven't watched it, watch
What
it.
in the
It's
bloody
good.
what in the bloody fuck am I in for this
A
time?
lot. A lot.
Cammy's sitting there reading what season 2 is right now, and Cammy's just freaking the frick out.
Gonna throw this picture again. Gonna throw this picture again as a reminder, and reminder over.
Okay.
Yay!
I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. You was probably gonna sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime.
Oh, let me guess. The evidence your lordship requested has been located and is ready for the court's inspection, sir. The mysterious little box deposited by McGilda 2 months ago? There's no doubt in my mind that is a key piece in this far-fetched reaching puzzle. Ah, perfect. I had a feeling we were... Is it? Good. Okay, I had a feeling we were reaching the end of this.
Continued.
I
Yes,
had a
we
feeling we
are-
were getting to the end of this. Okay, good, good, good.
We are getting closer.
This is the wrong chat. Oh no. Oh, it's almost back. Oh no.
Alright. Well, that's it. I'm not going any further than
Oh.
that. You'll have to find out on Thursday.
Oh no.
Yeah, we also get that in episode 14.
Oh.
I just look
Okay.
over at like Twitch to see what's going on, and then I just hear Kyle go, "Oh."
Yeah. Reiterating picture again. .jpg. Sorry, I don't even think it's a JPEG. I think it's a. Oh, it's a
It's a
JPEG. Never
JPEG.
mind. It's a JPEG.
It's a
There we go. I
JPEG.
got. Okay. Insert image.
yeah.
.jpg. Thank you
Yeah.
for watching. I'll be back Thursday.
This should
Tune in
be-
tomorrow for Pokemon.
We should
Goodbye.
we should finish the trial by Thursday. Woo!
Woo!
I better hope so.
Woo!